Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with conspiring to defraud the United States, conspiring to disenfranchise voters, and conspiring and attempting to obstruct an official proceeding. The indictment was issued by a grand jury of citizens here in the District of Columbia, and it sets forth the crimes charged in detail. I encourage everyone to read it in full. The attack on our nation's capital on January 6, 2021, was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy. As described in the indictment, it was fueled by lies. Lies by the defendant targeted at obstructing a bedrock function of the U.S. government, the nation's process of collecting, counting, and certifying the results of the presidential election. The men and women of law enforcement who defended the U.S. Capitol on January 6th are heroes. They are patriots and they are the very best of us. They did not just defend a building or the people sheltering in it. They put their lives on the line to defend who we are as a country and as a people. They defended the very institutions and principles that define the United States. Since the attack on our Capitol, the Department of Justice has remained committed to ensuring accountability for those criminally responsible for what happened that day. This case is brought consistent with that commitment, and our investigation of other individuals continues. In this case, my office will seek a speedy trial so that our evidence can be tested in court and judged by a jury of citizens. In the meantime, I must emphasize that the indictment is only an allegation and that the defendant must be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. I would like to thank the members of the Federal Bureau of Investigation who are working on this investigation with my office, as well as the many career prosecutors and law enforcement agents from around the country who have worked on previous January 6th investigations. These women and men are public servants of the very highest order, and it is a privilege to work alongside them. Thank you.
Busy night of news tonight as we continue to follow breaking news out of our nation's capital, where former President Donald Trump has been indicted by a federal grand jury on 4 counts, including conspiracy to defraud the United States.
Here's what we know right now. The indictment states the former president spread lies about the outcome of the election, despite knowing those claims were false. Several pages of the indictment are also focused on Trump's claims of voter fraud here in Georgia. The indictment highlights his claim that more than 10,000 voters had voted in Georgia. The document states Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger explained to the former president that this was false.
Prosecutors say the purpose of Trump's conspiracy was to, quote, overturn the legitimate results of the 2020 presidential election by using knowingly false claims of election fraud to obstruct the federal government function by which those results are collected, counted, and certified. Court documents state Trump, quote, pursued unlawful means of discontinuing legitimate votes and subverting the election results. Special counsel Jack Smith just addressed the media moments ago.
The attack on our nation's capital on January 6, 2021, was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy. As described in the indictment, it was fueled by lies. Lies by the defendant targeted at obstructing a bedrock function of the U.S. government, the nation's process of collecting, counting, and certifying the results of the presidential election.
Former President Trump will be arraigned on Thursday. We're continuing to follow this breaking news, and we'll update you on air and online at fox5atlanta.com.
The election, this is old Chicago days. Will you be asking that in Georgia, where you have two Senate the election, this is old Chicago days. Will you be asking that in Georgia, where you have two Senate
who were allies of Chavez?
Sir, is it your goal to pressure officials or lawmakers in these battleground states to block or delay certification so the GOP?
In the city of Milwaukee and also in Madison, Republicans almost uniformly shut out from the absentee process, not allow.
Hello, folks. Good afternoon. Thanks for your patience.
Americans witnessing here?
I think they're witnessing incredible irresponsibility, incredibly damaging messages being sent to the rest of the world about how democracy functions.
Thank you very much.